Little Guardsman is a cute indie game where you play a 12-year-old girl manning the gates to a medieval fantasy city. While the premise sounds like Papers, Please, the art style is Disney-esque, and the writing is close to Monkey Island, being goofy and referential. The short description is that you have a series of people come to your gate, and you have to either let them in or deny them entry. However, the similarities to Papers, Please ends here. Instead of comparing papers to determine if passports are forged, you have to determine if they are a threat to the city. You can do this by talking to them, calling references, or using one of your tools, which include a decoder ring, truth spray, or x-ray machine. Each decision has a rating from 1 to 4 stars, with the 4-star rating requiring extra actions like finding that someone's smuggling a weapon or translating the instructions they were carrying. While the story does feature escalating stakes, which for some reason involve you deciding who the princess is going to marry, planning the royal wedding, and recruiting people for the army, the tone stays light and comical throughout. In short, it's a laugh. The gameplay, on the other hand, is relatively trivial, and you have a literal time machine to go back and correct mistakes. The difficulty is so low that I might classify it closer to a visual novel than an actual game. And I think that's the problem. It's a comedy with hilarious fail states, but you are incentivized via points and ratings to get things right. Should you let in the serial killer just to laugh at their dialogue, when it will definitely hurt your income and can literally give you a game over? Should you use your tools to find wacky interactions? Why? When you can get a 4-star rating a lot of the times just by talking to people. The tools specifically have a serious problem. They require a power crystal for each use, and while you are issued 3 crystals a day, using more costs 30 gold each, which is your wages for an entire shift. There are also upgrades to the tools to give more maximum uses each shift, but why bother? They don't get any more powerful, still cost 30 gold to use. The money means nothing in-game, but in the story you're living in poverty, so it makes no sense to waste it. So between the ratings and the tools, you are incentivized to play the game a certain way to get a maximum score, which means you're going to see perhaps a quarter of the actual writing. And even on replays, there are branching changes you can make to the story, but some are explicitly better than others, so you are encouraged only to make good choices. So you're either deliberately getting bad endings, wasting resources, and getting game overs, or you're missing most of the jokes. I do think it's an interesting quirk of a video game that so much writing is left unseen by the player. However, by having it be a fail state instead of a good-evil path, you exacerbate the problem. This weakens replayability quite a lot. So, in short, Little Guardsman is a hilarious story, but it doesn't work so well as a game. I would like to see more from this developer, but I think that given their comedic chops and their animation, it might be better for them to diverge into web animation rather than video games. Because the story is good, but the gameplay is a touch lacking. Thanks for listening, y'all.